The quiet return of a legend has shaken the world of defense. The United States military has made one of the most dramatic reversals in modern air power by resurrecting the YF-23 jet. This was an aircraft once lost to history. Now, it is reborn as the F/A-XX. The fighter once stood in the shadow of the F-22. Today, it is the new cornerstone of America's next-generation air dominance strategy. This time, the jet, once known as the Black Widow, is not just back. It has evolved into something far more capable for the challenges of 21st century warfare. Our adversaries had banked on this technology remaining shelved. They had made their plans based on our past decisions. They now face the chilling realization that their entire calculus has been proven fatally wrong. This is the first immediate humiliation we deliver. The YF-23 was always an anomaly. When it was first rolled out, its strange, alien-like shape broke every design rule. Twin, diamond-shaped wings, a long fuselage, and unique stealth contours gave it an almost organic appearance. It was built for speed, stealth, and vast endurance. While its competitor, the YF-22, was more agile in close turns, the YF-23 was faster, stealthier, and longer ranged. It could achieve supercruise speeds of around Mach 1.7 without relying on afterburners. This meant it could cross oceans with ease and strike targets thousands of miles away. Test pilots called it the silent arrow. Yet, despite these overwhelming strengths, the program was set aside many decades ago. The YF-23 became a museum piece, a symbol of what might have been. It was shelved not because it was inferior, but because politics and strategy favored a different path at the time. And the technology to fully realize its true potential simply did not exist then. This was a near miss for America's advantage. If this superior design had been lost forever, our strategic edge would have been lessened. Two prototypes sat in museums for years, gathering dust. Now, that old decision is proven an error that has been forcefully corrected. We do not make the same mistake twice. The original promise of this airframe has now been redeemed and multiplied. Now, decades later, the same characteristics that once defined the YF-23 are suddenly critical again. The Air Force and Navy now face a new type of war. Modern conflict is defined by distance, denial, and data. This new kind of war requires long range, strong networks, and the absolute certainty to defeat advanced air defenses. Adversaries across the globe have built thick, layered missile networks and radar systems. These systems are designed to keep U.S. forces at bay, attempting to lock us out of crucial regions. In that world, speed and range are not optional luxuries. They are necessary for survival and total dominance.
Before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and help me out.
The old YF-23 design, with its unmatched innate stealth and colossal range, fits perfectly into this new mission. The fighter that once lost a competition now defines the future. This revival is an escalation. We have raised the stakes because our opponents attempted to limit our reach. The F/A-XX is our decisive answer to their arrogance. The F/A-XX program takes everything that worked about the old jet and rebuilds it with modern technology. This resurrection was an admission that the U.S. needed to rethink what superiority means. The F-22 jet excelled at close combat over limited airspace. But the F/A-XX acknowledges that wars are changing dramatically. Instead of relying on tight turns and close-in fighting, the F/A-XX uses reach, stealth, and network control to dominate whole regions. This is the physical proof of America's move from fighting with one jet to fighting with a whole technological ecosystem. It is the reawakening of a platform that was simply decades ahead of its time. The technology needed to realize its full power finally exists, proving the genius of the original American design. The F/A-XX is not just back, it is the physical embodiment of a new doctrine, victory without visibility. This confirms our identity. America is competent, decisive, and will always maintain control. We are the ultimate arbiters of air superiority, and this jet is the tool we use to enforce that reality. The FA-XX's dominance starts with a humiliation for every adversary radar system ever built. Its stealth is unlike the stealth of the past. Older foreign jets rely on older shapes and static coatings. This is fifth-generation thinking that is now completely obsolete. The FA-XX abandons that fixed model for dynamic stealth. Its morphing radar absorbing surfaces actively change the jet's shape and electronic behavior while it is flying. This is guided by an artificial intelligence system. This AI constantly analyzes enemy radar frequencies and adjusts the aircraft's signature in real time. The result is not passive hiding, it is active invisibility. This jet is continuously reshaping its physical profile in every second of flight. It denies enemy sensors a stable target to lock onto. Foreign jets are betrayed by their own canards, static seams, and engine edges. The FA-XX ensures that in most scenarios, it simply does not exist as a coherent target. To foreign radar operators, this jet is not a fighter. It is nothing more than a glitch. It is a false echo that moves like smoke across their screen, or simply a blank space where a target should be. The skin of the aircraft acts like a fluid mirror. It constantly adjusts its curve to scatter radar waves across many frequencies. The secret is found in its metamaterials. These are engineered structures smaller than a wavelength of light. They are built to manipulate electromagnetic energy itself. They do not passively deflect energy. They actively decide how to respond to a threat. The FA-XX wears a skin that thinks. This is a terrifying reality for any opponent. Sensors embedded in the jet's outer layers measure the environment in every single second of flight. Micro-actuators beneath the surface shift the panels by tiny amounts. This instantly changes the curvature and texture. The seamless outer surface is actually a living lattice, flexing and adapting faster than any enemy radar can recalibrate. Older stealth designs suffered from seams and joints that gave away their presence at specific frequencies. The FA-XX removes these critical weaknesses by using continuous, morphing surfaces that seal themselves completely in flight. It does not just hide from radar, it nullifies the physics that make radar work in the first place. Its artificial intelligence manages its entire electromagnetic signature in real time. It can change its surface composition to absorb more energy when facing long-range search radar. When confronted with short-range targeting radar, it reconfigures instantly to scatter the waves away. It can even send out decoy reflections that mimic false targets or make it seem hundreds of miles away. This adaptive invisibility means it stays stealthy across all conditions. High-frequency radars lose all coherence. Low-frequency radars find nothing consistent to lock onto. The jet becomes a ghost, never predictable. This unpredictability breaks the enemy's radar programs that are designed to find patterns. Once those rigid systems lose pattern recognition, they lose tracking altogether.
Before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and help me out.
This is a massive, decisive humiliation for adversary defense spending. Nations that relied on layered radar defense systems suddenly find their entire investment is useless. Billions in radar money become irrelevant overnight when one aircraft can render them blind. The FA-XX forces a collapse of the old paradigm. This is an intermittent reward for us. Every time a foreign power activates a radar system only to be fooled, it is a small victory that confirms the inevitability of our dominance. Our competence and technical superiority lead directly to the enemy's costly and embarrassing failure. The physical foundation of this dominance is speed and reach. The defining advantage of the YF-23 was its high energy retention and low drag. It was built for speed, not tight, close-in turning. The FA-XX uses adaptive cycle propulsion engines. These engines adjust airflow and temperature in real time. They deliver extreme thrust combined with high efficiency across the entire flight envelope. They provide super cruise speeds beyond Mach 2. It can maintain the supercruise for an extended period without using afterburners. This eliminates the telltale heat flare that exposes older foreign fighters and is a critical advantage for avoiding infrared detection. Adversary engines, by comparison, struggle to keep consistent thrust at high altitudes and require fuel-hungry afterburners. The FA-XX solves this with energy adaptive control. It adjusts engine settings to maximize power or efficiency as needed without human intervention. This superior endurance translates into vast strategic reach. The jet can patrol thousands of miles from its home base. It can operate deep inside contested zones without having to refuel or rely on vulnerable tanker support. The aircraft's advanced thermal management systems also act as a crucial defensive layer, hiding its heat plume. This makes it invisible even to infrared satellites and advanced heat-seeking missiles. The FA-XX is a ghost designed to survive in an age of omniscient sensors. It can enter engagement zones earlier than anticipated. It can strike from unanticipated directions. Crucially, it can quickly leave the fight before any counterfire or retaliation can arrive. This long-range capability is decisive, especially for naval operations across vast oceanic distances. This performance is a reward that proves our technology is not just catching up, it is overwhelmingly dominant, enabling us to act when and where we choose. The FA-XX mission is not just to fly better, it is to outthink the opponents. This is the complete redefinition of how data, decisions, and lethality converge. The jet is no longer just a weapon flying alone. It is the very center of a combat network. It acts as a quarterback for large, distributed operations. Its network architecture connects it seamlessly with satellites, ships, and autonomous drones. It becomes the brain of an intelligent swarm. This level of coordination is something our adversaries cannot match. They operate as simple clusters. We operate as a synchronized, thinking organism. The aircraft uses sensor fusion. This is the process of combining infrared, radar, and electromagnetic data from all connected assets. It creates one single, real-time, comprehensive picture of the entire battle space. The human pilot sees a digital overlay that predicts the enemy's intent and weapon paths. The artificial intelligence inside the jet conducts mission planning and threat analysis on the fly. The machine does not simply help, it co-decides the battle in real time, presenting the human with only the most essential choices. The YF-23 provided the aerodynamic body. The AI gives it the necessary, lightning-fast brain. The human pilot acts less like a close-range fighter and more like a conductor. They control a formation of unmanned aircraft known as collaborative combat aircraft. These are loyal wingmen that handle spying, jamming, and strike duties. They are all guided by the FA-XX's main mission computer. The optional manning capability is the most radical shift in doctrine. The jet can operate with a pilot, as a drone command node, or as a fully autonomous platform controlled remotely. This flexibility dramatically boosts its survivability and allows us to increase the risk to the adversary without risking American lives. In the highest risk missions, the FA-XX can switch to remote or autonomous mode. This preserves human life while keeping full operational power. Foreign fighters like the J-20 and Su-57 remain fatally limited by human pilots and do not have a robust, integrated remote command system. In the age of algorithmic warfare, the FA-XX projects power without being physically vulnerable. This freedom escalates the level of risk to the adversary dramatically and asserts our control over the human cost of conflict. The new reality is that human reaction time and endurance are simply too slow for modern, data-saturated combat. The FA-XX bypasses this biological limit. Each engagement becomes a complex, data-driven decision tree that is processed in microseconds. The AI helps the human operator, compressing the decision cycle from minutes to just seconds. In battle, hesitation gets you killed. The FA-XX ensures the US acts first and acts decisively. This superior system forces adversary pilots to face an invisible enemy they cannot track. and whose movements they cannot predict. Adversary pilots quickly lose composure when facing an unseen silent threat that constantly shifts the tactical reality. Their fractured decision-making then cascades into a total tactical collapse. The F/A-XX is engineered to deliberately cause this uncertainty. It weaponizes ambiguity itself, leading to overload and chaos for the enemy. We enforce scarcity of time and information, which they cannot handle. The F/A-XX is a direct and specific answer to the strategic threat posed by foreign fighters. It was designed from the beginning to expose their weaknesses. Foreign adversary systems are reactive, designed to counter a threat they can see and track. The F/A-XX dictates the tempo of the fight by remaining unseen. In aerial warfare, controlling the tempo means controlling the battle, and thus controlling the inevitable outcome. The electronic warfare capability makes this imbalance total. The F/A-XX carries an integrated system designed not only to protect itself, but to completely blind its enemies. Its onboard systems send out specially tailored signals. These signals distort enemy radar, spoof infrared sensors, and even inject false position data directly into adversary networks. This capacity directly targets the known, acknowledged weaknesses in foreign radar systems. The electronic attack brain on the jet constantly learns from the enemy's intercepted signals. It generates interference that changes faster than adversary systems can even respond or attempt to compensate. This means foreign fighters can be made to see ghosts while the F/A-XX remains invisible. Their screens are filled with static and false readings while the real threat silently approaches. The result is a comprehensive system of total dominance. Stealth ensures we see them first. Sensor fusion ensures we understand the situation first. Supercruise ensures we strike first. Autonomy ensures the pressure lasts. Electronic warfare ensures our dominance continues without challenge. Foreign systems operate only as simple clusters. The F/A-XX operates as a synchronized swarm, weaponizing coordination itself. Engineers analyzed every known signature and weakness of our adversaries to design an aircraft specifically to defeat them. It was built not to be generically good, but to guarantee their defeat in every measurable way. This is total strategic humiliation. The F/A-XX will be the centerpiece of our naval air wings. It is built to launch from carriers and project power across vast oceans. Its endurance allows our carrier groups to maintain operational reach without moving dangerously close to adversary missile arcs. This system ensures the aircraft carrier remains relevant. It is not a relic of the past, but the command node of the future joint force. This constant presence, this rituality of decisive, powerful deployment, reinforces the global dominance of American sea power. This new technology demands a new kind of pilot. Pilots who fly the F/A-XX will not simply control a jet. They will be commanders who direct an entire technological ecosystem. Their training focuses on command, managing data streams, and orchestrating complex missions across thousands of miles. The pilot is transformed into a mission strategist in motion. This is the final maturation of air power. The F/A-XX represents the clear truth that intelligence, speed, and stealth have replaced simple brute agility. The new generation of aviators will be data-literate tacticians who orchestrate invisible battles in real time. The technology race is no longer about matching what the enemy has. It is about redefining what capability means entirely. The F/A-XX does not chase the glory of the dogfight. It completely eliminates the need for it. Its entire existence forces opponents to rethink their defense strategies. They must accept that parity remains unreachable. Foreign commanders recognize this threat. War colleges are rewriting doctrines, emphasizing distributed operations, decoys, and denial. But these are reactive measures, not equalizers. Once the F/A-XX enters service, the traditional air order of battle loses meaning. The distinction between offensive and defensive action blurs. With its ability to suppress enemy radar while conducting simultaneous strikes, the F/A-XX transforms every engagement into a first strike advantage. Its existence is a psychological weapon, creating a state of perpetual fear. Reports suggest prototype assembly is already well underway at secure facilities. Test pilots are training on advanced simulators derived from the jet's flight data. The anticipation feels exactly like the buildup to a historical event, because it is. When it finally deploys, the moment will feel eerily quiet. No grand unveiling, no visible shift, just a sudden realization across the world's defense ministries that the old calculus no longer applies. The FAXX will not need to fight often to win a war. The perception of its overwhelming capability will be enough to deter confrontation. That is the final, most powerful weapon in its arsenal. Fear grounded in fact. The FAXX does not promise superiority. It actively enforces it. Its debut will be remembered not for the battles it wins, but for the ones it prevents. Because once it enters the field, every adversary will face the same realization. Their doctrines are obsolete, their defenses transparent, their confidence misplaced. The FAXX will not simply shift the balance of power. It will redefine what power means in the air and guarantee that the skies and the domains beyond remain under our control. It is the ultimate embodiment of future air warfare and the promise of total control, proving to the world that our competence and order are permanent facts of life. What you've seen is only the beginning. America's power is just getting started. On your screen is the next video. Click the video, it opens right away, and you'll watch US jets and technology strike even harder.